Trying to win the test, try to do my best for you. I gave it my all, but then I fall for you. And if I put my hand up, I didn't have enough to win, no, no, no. And if I put my hand up, where do I begin? Where do I begin? I tried to win the test series, tried to win the test for you. I tried to win the test series, I tried to win the test for you. Nobody else but you. But I guess I wasn't good enough.
The fifth test, the decider. David Earl already feeling the pressure.
I don't want to lose my job. It's not going to feel right.
A loose shot from Lammonby, and England are off to the worst possible start. Aided by some erratic Australian bowling, however, England start to find their feet, leading to the usual build-up of overconfidence and denial.
Starting to express themselves, open up and play their shots, and that's a great shot. Tips off his hips for 4. And Malamba and Pressure are very, very quiet. Stop, I'm not gloating. Not gloating by going, wow, fantastic shots. Gloating. Oh, bloody hell, that was edge. Put me off. I wasn't gloating. That was edge. I wasn't gloating. How was I gloating? That's ridiculous to say I was gloating.
After losing 2 relatively quick wickets, Alex Hales and the newly re-established Joe Root were set the task of steadying the ship, and steady it they did, with a marvellous display of precision, power and poise. Hales was first to his 50 with a lovely shot through to the square leg boundary, and the 100 partnership with Joe Root quickly followed, much to the manager's delight.
Oh, that's a peach.
Sadly, wickets followed soon after, with Hales edging to slip. Hales will rightfully be pleased with his contribution of 64. It was an innings of patience and quiet determination, and his partnership with Joe Root, who also scored his 50, possibly providing a glimpse of the potential bedrock of England's future batting lineup. Joe Denley was then quickly dispatched by Nathan Lyon by playing onto his shoe, and Ben Stokes followed suit not long after, edging an outswinger from Cummins. With the England score at 186 for 5, Ben Foakes continued his desperate tour form and was trapped LBW for 1 by Mitchell Starc. Moeen Ali edged to the wicketkeeper off Lyon, and then Stuart Broad picked up a golden duck, playing his shot into the hands of the waiting Steve Smith. England were now 210 for 8. Root battered his way to a superb 77 off 193 balls, and he was the anchor that England needed in this first innings. He was finally dismissed by Cummins, and he left the field to a standing ovation. Archer was the last wicket to fall, and England posted a first innings score of 251 for the Australians to attack. It was a gritty display of batting all round, and against a formidable bowling attack, but one thing was clear: they were all playing for their manager. With just 1 over remaining in the first day's play, England set their sights on day 2 and hoped that they could dent the Australian resolve. The start of day 2. Bukowski and Warner opened the batting with Australia 250 runs behind. The England manager is not underestimating the magnitude of the day's play, but understandably, nerves are beginning to creep in.
I do look down, so listen, I'm not down, I'm concentrating. I'm worried. I don't want to lose my job. They don't want me to lose my job. I'm worried. Wouldn't you just love to get... Oh, God, I'd love to get him out cheaply. Oh, it'd be amazing.
Broad and Archer share the first few overs, giving very little away in terms of runs, with Broad proving most effective with the Yorker bowled from a very wide angle. Generally speaking, the boss was pleased with the opening overs, despite not yielding a wicket.
Good little start this. Don't mind this.
And then all hell broke loose.
They're my boys, and I love them to bits.
Oh, my God.
They're my boys.
Oh, my God.
And I love them to bits.
He's coming.
Hail and endorsement, but there's so much more to them than that. They can really bowl, they can really bat. They're my boys, and I love them to bits.
Have we?
Go and win it
have
for
we? Yeah, we have.
England. Drop it low. Go win it for England. Yeah.
I mean, what a session that was. One of the greatest sessions this channel's ever witnessed. Australia 62 for 5. Currently trailing 189.
After a phenomenal session that saw England reduce Australia to 62 for 5, England were determined to keep the pressure on. And where Broad and Archer were the architects of Australia's collapse in the morning, the ball was passed to Stokes and Leach in the afternoon, who had such an effective partnership in the fourth test. It wasn't long before the 6th wicket fell, this time Leach taking the first of his 3 wickets for the afternoon and dismissing Green by way of his shoe.
Oh, some interesting moments in this test match. This test match isn't over yet, my word.
Leach did his best to change that opinion by taking the 7th wicket. Another pearler from Leach, who was able to get the ball to grip and turn and deceive Mitchell Stark. Australia on the ropes at 92 for 7. Australia were reeling from the accuracy and variation shown by the England attack, and if they were on the ropes before, they were soon knocked to the canvas as wickets for Ali, Archer and finally Leach were able to seal the 10 count and end the Australian innings. All out for 124 and trailing the visitors by 127. Australia headed back to the pavilion punch drunk, wondering how on earth they had got themselves into this position. The English fans and management alike could feel one hand on the urn, and they couldn't let it slip from such a strong position. Could they?